Hi, friends. Happy Monday. Today is my Marvelous Monday. I'm Angela with Wild Violets Art. And every week I bring two Facebook Lives. My Mondays are my chance to work with some beautiful cards and alternates. And then on Fridays, I do scripture and scrapbooking and scripture. And it's a scrapbook page along with just me sharing a scripture that's been encouraging for me. As you know, or you may not know, my husband and I have been through a very sad season, lots of struggles with grief. Hey, Linda, thanks for joining me. But also, now he's got a diagnosis of cancer, so we've got that to go through. Luckily, we've got a great church family. I've got great friends that reach out to me, and so that's my Friday. But today it's going to be alternate cards from the Paper Pumpkin kit, and this one is a stunner. Now, I've showed you a scrapbook page on Friday, so in case you missed that, you can go to YouTube, and this is the page that I did, and it's just using two cards and one set of the punch out, the ephemera, a little bit of the pool party blending brush, a little DSP, obviously the 12 by 12, and then some of the shaded spruce and the real red. But the rest of it's just the card, and these are just photo placeholders. So, and if you are one of my Paper Pumpkin subscribers, then you would get the tutorial on how to put this beautiful scrapbook page together along with 11 other alternates. There's about 7 card alternates and 5 scrapbook pages, or actually 3 scrapbook pages, and then there's some 3D projects, and there's even a little extra. So if you're interested in the Paper Pumpkin creatives, the alternates, then just reach out to me and let me know if you're interested. You can either become part of my team or you can order a Paper Pumpkin from me. So the one for this month is just amazing. So anyway, let's get to this. So I've already torn into this kit a number of times. It includes some really wide tear strips, obviously the stamp set, some dimensionals, a shaded spruce Stampin' Spot. We've got some ribbons. And then, of course, this is what the cards look like. There's 10 of them. And I've already used 4 for 2 scrapbook pages, or actually it's 3 scrapbook pages. This is what the stamps look like. So you can see you've got a cardinal, some really great sentiments. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, joyful thoughts to you this season. And then, of course, there's a little fir sprig and a little snow sprinkles. So all kinds of great things. All right. The best part about this kit is it matches the Nests of Winter. It coordinates with the Nest of Winter suite. So this set of gorgeous papers, I mean, some of the cards, this matches the cardstock that is in this suite perfectly. And of course the birds match as well, because in some of the papers there's cardinals, there's all these little sprigs, there's berries, just some really beautiful alternates. And so there's lots of combinations that you can do, including using the dies, using the stamps. There's so much that you can do coordinating it all together. Now, I don't have time to do it all, but I'll continue to show you alternates. And then just as a reminder, here are some of the things that I've made in the past. And so some of these, this is part of the suite. We made as part of a creative time with just demonstrators, and that's what these cards here were from. And then, of course, this card was one that I made as an alternate in one of my Facebook Lives. But you can see how adorable all of these different birds are. And this one, this bird right here could easily be a cardinal because of its little tuft on top of its head. And so you just color it whatever color you want to. So lots of alternates. Okay, we're going to start by making just some of the cards that are part of the kit per the instructions. And then I want to do some alternates. So we've got, let me put some of these away. So these are the 2 card bases. And per the instructions, so this, I just want to show you, it's so pretty. Hopefully you've had this too. Look at that foil. That's like a shaded spruce foil. And the background's interesting enough. It is almost like they used a blending or one of our blend markers to create the navy background and the shaded spruce background. So it's just got a really cool look to it. So this card, once you punch out this pop out here, you can see that the card is just beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? And then, of course, you would add the bird, your sentiment, and some of the other items that go with it. So let's just kind of keep pulling these out. And then this one here, again, it's got a little pop out. Isn't that pretty? And then it's a trifold as well. So it's got this beautiful background. And so this card has a really beautiful foil finish on the outside edge. So it's just really great. And then these pieces are what we're going to make some alternate cards out of. So I'm just going to put those aside. All right, and then this one gets these 3 pieces. There's envelopes, which are really beautiful as well. Just this really beautiful foil. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I agree. I think that they've coordinated it so beautifully, and I love these birds. So we just haven't done that in the longest time. And then we've got these little sentiment labels, and they too have that beautiful foil trim around the edge. And then along with that are these little red grosgrain ribbons. So you can see it just has a nice little ridges on it. And that's it. There's no need for any embellishment because the foil acts as an embellishment. Okay, so let's do the first card. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to stamp some of the foliage around the edges of this card. So we've got this, if you recall, this little sprig. We're going to use this. Now, just as a reminder, when you first sign up to Paper Pumpkin, you're going to get a block like this. I tend to not use them because I like how deep Stampin' Up's blocks are. So this is what their typical blocks are, and the same size. This is a D block size. It's the same one as this, but it's a little deeper. I like it because it's less chance of me getting inky fingers. So, okay, and I'm going to use my full-size shaded spruce because I save these Stampin' Spots for beginner stampers. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just get things out of the way. Okay. And then I'm going to do Merry Christmas. So the thing that's great about these sentiments is the Merry Christmas is separate. So you can do those two different colors. So if you happen to have like a red and you want to use that for Merry and then do the green for Christmas, or the green Merry and the Christmas red, you can. So do some alternates, which I love as well. But I'm going to go ahead and set it up like it's in the card. Get my tend to be a little sticky, so you'll have to kind of mess with it a little bit until you get it where you want it. So this is just making it just like the instructions show. No change. Okay. Use my bone folder to get my front down so it lays flat a little bit better. Okay, so if you look at this ribbon, you can see that it just is barely wider than the sentiment, and I want it a little bit longer. So I'm cutting it in half, and then I'm going to add glue dots to the back. And that way I can just add my ribbon where I want it, and I just want it a little bit longer than what it's showing. Okay, so I did change that, didn't I? Okay, so this gets some dimensionals on the back. Oh, and I guess I could have used the wide tearing tape, but I didn't even think about that. This makes such a beautiful card. Just love that foil. Oh man, my little green fingers got a bunch of ink all over the place. Okay. Now this goes like so, but we need it to be all inside of the card. So where I'm going to want to put this is one here, and then another one here. And that way it just lays perfectly on this band. Okay, so we want it within the card. We don't want it to cover up Christmas. So there and there. And then, of course, put a couple of these on the back of the cardinal. And then it just lays perfectly like so, with the peak of the little berries around there. And we're done with this card. And it looks like I got my... I'm going to need to replace that because that's not going to work. And I don't know where I got all the green from, but it's all over the place. There we go. And then you can open this up and you can put your sentiment, your whatever your little message is. Now we've got one Christmas card done. Okay. So now I'm going to watch my inky fingers and see if I can somehow keep from getting it all over the place. That shaded spruce really shares itself. Okay. So this one, again, it's a trifold. So we have I'm going to use my bone folder again. I think I see where I'm getting my ink from. When I was stamping off with the little sprig, I was stamping off the edge, and it was getting on the glass, and the glass then transferred to my fingers. So got to be careful of that. There we go. Okay. So for this one, we're going to be using a different sentiment. So let me make sure this is cleaned off. And we're going to be using Joyful Thoughts to You this season. And again, you know, what I did on one of my pages is I did 2 different colors for this sentiment. So if you're careful, you can see that I had a little bit of red on the season, and I used green for the other, but I'm going to use all shaded spruce this time. And it helps if I get ink over the entire thing. Okay. I'm going to be a lot more careful about touching it this time and let it dry in the hopes that I don't make a big mess. Okay, so I'm going to need another of these little ribbons, and I'm going to cut it in half again. But this time I'm going to use the tear and tape they provided, because that's what it's for. I do love tear and tape. It's one of my favorites. We just need a little bit down here. And another little bit over here. So the trick with tear and tape is once you lay it down, then you can just peel up a corner of it. But you need to make sure that you've laid it down so that it's adhered completely. Okay. And I just want it to line up so it looks like it's one continuous ribbon. And then some dimensionals. And again, it's going to go on the inside edge so that when you open it, the sentiment is still there. With the ribbon slightly overlapping, that's okay. Okay, so these little birds go together, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this little bird overlap the other one just a little. Just like so. And then, again, I need to make sure that one was overlapping too much. and I need it to not show up except for where it's going to be. Can't have it. Okay. So one of them goes here. And then the other one can go right here. And that way, none of these things exceed outside the edge. And then this one goes up here on the arch. This one's a little bit easier. And I'm just going to put it here so I don't end up with it in the wrong place. Isn't that beautiful? I love it with the gold foil. It's just, or the foil, so pretty. So another great Christmas card. Okay, so we have these beautiful pieces that are left over. And what I've done is there is an alternate set of dies or add-on set of dies that goes with, and now I just need to find it. I had it all out. Oh, here we go. So these are the, and I need to find the front now. I think it's Mary. I'm just not as organized as I normally am. Don't remember the name of the dies, but it has this cute little die cut that says Mary. So you can kind of see that it says Mary. There's a beautiful fern die, and then this cute little tag die. I mean, can you imagine all the different tags that you can make with this sweet little die? Great Christmas tags. Okay, so with the alternates that I have here, there's a couple things that I can do. I can use this to die cut on, or I can die cut out a tag from this. And then I also made some, this is the shaded spruce, and this is just from an extra piece from my scrapbook page. It's from the pool party. It's so pretty. And then I made a Mary. You can see the die. But aren't these beautiful? Just with the pool party and shaded spruce. So I have a white card base, or I have a shaded spruce base. And let's try the white. And I think I'd like to add some of these little sprigs in shaded spruce. So the thing about stamping something like this, you can stamp with full amount of ink, but then you can also stamp off with and then I'm going to add just a little bit of ink with my blending brush. Here in the corner, and then again in this corner. Note to self, let's tidy it up so we don't end up with a mess all over my hands or all over the card. Okay. So the nice thing about these kits is there's 10 cards, but I actually get 12 of these little sentiment. So this one I'm going to add a little real red. And do you remember how I said that I did part of this in real red and part of it in green? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just have a little alternate where I cover up the 2U, but I'm going to ink up this season. Okay. And then I can go back and do the top part in green in the shaded spruce. So let me put this aside. Then I'm just going to line it up. So you can see I got two different colors for my sentiment. So this is the inside of this card as a reminder. And then I can, what I'd like to do is I'd like to cut out the inside and then just leave the gold foil on here. But I don't have to, actually. It's really pretty like that. Or even just really pretty like this. So one of the other stamps that are in this stamp set is a little bit of snowflake. And I want to use the pool party to just coordinate a little bit with this. So you can kind of see, just added a little bit. Let me just get it closer to you so you can see what I'm doing. And I think just the little dots add some elements to this card. Okay, so let's pop this up. And then we've got these ferns. And let me just see how many more of these ribbon I have. So it looks like I've got 3, got 6 left. I'm gonna, again, cut it in half and add it to the back of this. Okay, where is the tarantula? Right in front of my nose. Well, I hope you had a good weekend. I finally got bulbs and planted those this weekend on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we had church, obviously. And then the church is trying to buy some more property, which is a little bit closer to us. And so we've decided that we're going to volunteer to help plant. So if you knew me back in California, my husband and I were part of a church plant back there. And it's just kind of gives you a chance to get to know, especially with a big church, all the people at a more personal basis. Because there's so many people. There's thousands of people in this church family, and it's a little overwhelming. And so just the chance of being able to meet more people, get to know them a little bit better, I think is a great way. A church plant is a great way to do that because it starts out small. And it's easier just to be brave and talk to people. Okay, so this is the dye, and this is the little fern. And I love ferns in Christmas. And then let's just add this little sentiment here. Isn't it beautiful? Just simple, nothing extravagant, but the foil just makes it. Isn't that beautiful? Just another really easy card. And you could just put it in a regular envelope. Okay, so one of the things that I was looking at was these little boxes. So these are the book treat boxes. And I don't know about you, but do you remember getting those books of Lifesavers for Christmas? They were always a stocking stuffer. And when I was a kid, and let me just show you what it looks like up close. So it's right here. Just a cute little box with a flap. And you can see they decorated it here. Not sure if they did it anywhere else in the book. But because I haven't really gone through it carefully to see if they made more than one of those in all of these items, because sometimes there's other examples, but you can always look in Pinterest, and they're called book treat boxes. So they're in the mini catalog, and I thought, it's just about the right size, so it would also work as a way to cover it up with these alternates. So we've got this pretty paper, and we've got these pretty little ferns. So one of the papers inside of this this is Nests of Winter Designer Series paper, and one of the papers is exactly the same. So you can see it's the same paper, just maybe a very, very slight difference. And so what I thought I would do is I would just cut a little bit off. These are 3x4. This box is 3x4. And so let me just make sure, and we can just put pieces on it from this paper. And then I can cut out a little tag on the front of this, and we can decorate it. Or we can actually just make this be the top and then cut around it. So I think that's a a good idea. Okay, so looks like it's 2 3/4 by 3.5. So let's cut it off at 3.5. And then 2 3/4. And so that will fit right there. And then this little piece right here is 1 inch by the 3.5. So I'm going to do 2 1-inch pieces. Okay. And then I need a 2 3/4 by 1 inch. So I need 2 of those. Okay, so let's glue this on. Box together so you can see it, because it's easiest to adhere all this before you put it together. At least those are my thoughts. Okay, so you'll notice there are some adhesives in here. So we're going to fold up these 2 ends first and fold these little flaps. And then it's going to go like so. And then those adhesives will keep it in place on the inside. So you can see there's a little adhesive strip. It's white on white, so it's going to be a little hard to see. Same thing with this one. And then if you wanted to put a little bit of color on the inside of the box, you could. But you can see I've just got the outside edge with this sweet little snowy color cardstock. Okay, so this piece and the back, so this is 3 inches by 4 inches. And this is 1 inch by 4 inches. So I've got so I'm going to put this, actually I don't need to put any color on the back, but if I wanted to, I could glue this to it and then trim off the excess. So this is going to be the back. So that you understand what I'm doing, I guess I didn't need to put it here because it's actually going to be behind. So you can see that I didn't need to do that. Okay. So I'm going to put this on the back. Trim around the edge so you can see that it curves at the corners. So this will be the back. And then I want another piece here. So I'm doing a 1-inch strip, 1x4, and I will glue it onto the back. And then the last one will be this one. So let's glue the green on here. And we want to stamp the little sprig on there at all. Let's kind of figure out where we want to put the sentiment. So let's get a label. And I've got these sweet little and then I have this little Mary, and then we can have Christmas down here. So let me take off this sentiment and I'll just add Christmas because I have Mary from the alternate dies. And we'll do that in shaded spruce. And I'm going to put Christmas as far down to the left as I can. Cover this up. And then I can just glue this little sentiment on here. I'm going to use one of my little tweezers so that my fat fingers don't ruin anything. And then one of these little ribbons. Actually, okay, I don't know that I want to use that ribbon. And the reason is I finally got this cute little pom-pom ribbon. And I've been dying to get a hold of it, and it was on back order for such a long time. So to make things more complicated, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half, and I'm going to put it around the edge of the front. And then we should probably figure out what size this needs to be first. So let me cut this down to 3x4. And then I just need to cut the corners a little bit. And then what I can do is measure. So I've got a little kitty here that thinks he needs to be a part of what I'm doing. Sorry. I forgot to close the door. Sorry, buddy. I know. You just want snuggles. All right, so let's cut this in half so it's easier to maneuver with. I love these little pom-poms. They're so cute. And of course, Pool Party is one of my all-time favorite colors. So anytime I get to work with it, I'm very excited about it. This is again something that is from the mini catalog. Okay, so now I'm going to need to use the smaller tear and tape. And I think the best way to do it is, because this is a lot more secure, is I can add it to the very edge of my box, the box lid. So what I'm going to start doing is I am just going to add this around the edge, and then once I get more of this, and you want this tear and tape right along the edge of the box lid. And then you can carefully go around the corner. So you can see that the edge is just, it's right there. It's right on the edge. Looks like I need to get a little bit closer here. So cute. Oh my goodness. This is adorable. All right, more tear and tape. And when it's cut in half, it is easier to maneuver around the corners. So you can see that I've just, it works perfectly around the corners that way. And then one last piece. And again, right along the edge of the lid. This will make a cute little stocking stuffer for my granddaughter, or either one of my granddaughters. And now I can either add more glue or whatever I need to, but now we need to add that piece. And remember, these are the corners that are rounded. So then I can add it to that. Cute. Oh my goodness. Gonna have to do something cute with that. What do you think? Should be some of this. Got some extras. Measures to be about, it's again 1 inch, and needs to be 2.5 inches. What we'll do is we'll just add it to the whole thing and trim off what we don't need. Okay, so now let's start putting this together. And I'm going to want this little box centered in the space, or at least up against the suite. Okay, and then let's figure out where we want to put the Merry Christmas and where we want these little sprigs. But I'm thinking, as my brain starts working, that I would like birdie. So I'm thinking this little bird right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut like so. I like that. I have to put it on top. So I don't need the red ribbon for underneath this sentiment. Put this off to the right and then pop up my little birdie on the left. Now I don't want to put this down because once I use this tape here, this tape is going to make this tear. So I'm just going to have to hold it closed for now. But there's a couple little things here that need to be popped out. And if you're wondering if I'm just flying by the seat of my pants, I am. I do that sometimes. I just kind of get a creative bug and I start doing things. And I don't know that we need those, do we? Yeah. Cute. Okay. So here's what we've done so far. We've done the regular card and envelope according to the kit, and we've done a couple of alternates. So that's all I have for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I love playing with these and finding something new to do. Sorry this doesn't stay together, but isn't this box adorable? Oh my goodness. What a cute little stocking stuffer, and just fill it with goodies. You know, you could put, if you don't want candy, you could put little lip balms. So I could probably do 3 of these little lip balms, or I could do candy, whatever I wanted to. Maybe a little bracelet or a gift card, whatever you want to. So the box is 1 inch by 3 inches by 4 inch, but the inside is 3.5 by 2 3/4. So slightly smaller than the outside of the box. So cute. All right. Well, have a great evening, and we'll see each other on Friday. So, again, this is Angela with Wild Violets Art, and you can catch me on YouTube as well if you want to watch this and slow it down so that you can follow along. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe and share with a friend. Thank you.